Well, good morning, Facebook community. Alejandro Tornato here, coming from Beaufort, Georgia. And first of all, let me wish you a happy Sunday to all of you. I hope that you are having a great and relaxing day. And once again, I'm here because I want to share with you the quote of the week. And the quote of the week today comes from someone that I am positively sure that you know this gentleman, that you heard of him, that you've seen perhaps him speak. I mean, he's a great speaker, and he's Brian Tracy. And the quote from Brian Tracy is this: optimism is the one quality more associated with success and happiness than any other. Now, optimism is the one quality more associated with success and happiness than any other. And that begs the question, of course, are you an optimist? Do you, on a daily basis, do you exhibit the character trait of an optimist, or its polar opposite, pessimism? Are you an optimist or a pessimist? Well, I can tell you, for myself, I have always tried to be on the optimist side of the spectrum. I am an optimist, and I have been, I guess, an optimist for most of my life. The only problem that for many years I did not have that awareness that I was exhibiting the character traits of an optimist. But now I positively know that. Now, when we talk about optimism and when we talk about optimists, there is a question that needs to be answered. I mean, and that's, what exactly is optimism? What is it? We know if we feel optimistic or not, but what is real optimism? Well, optimism is a mental attitude reflecting a belief or hope that the outcome of some specific endeavor, or any outcome in general, will be positive, will be favorable, and will be desirable. And this is something interesting. It is interesting because it says that optimism is a mental attitude. And if you remember, not the last time that we had the quote of the week, last Sunday, but this past Wednesday, midweek, from our transformational mentoring segment, I shared with you 3 elements to help us develop the right mental attitude. And remember that I shared with you picturing in your mind that you have a talisman, and on one end of the talisman you have PMA, a positive mental attitude, and on the reverse of that talisman you have the polar opposite, I mean NMA, which is a negative mental attitude. But in any case, and I hope that you have PMA in your life, that you live day after day after day having a positive mental attitude. That is the correct mental attitude to have. But isn't that interesting that after that teaching on the right mental attitude, then the next quote that I share with you on optimism has to do with a mental attitude. It's amazing how the universe works. All things is a gigantic puzzle, but all the pieces come together in a congruent way. It's amazing. So that's what optimism is. It's a mental attitude to see every outcome, every new things that you want to do, that you want to start, as positive, as favorable, and as desirable. Now, therefore, what is an optimist? What is an optimistic person like? Well, an optimist is defined as one who expects the best possible outcome from any given situation. Nothing more, nothing less. It's someone who is always having a positive expectancy that things will turn out the very best that they can. Now, why is optimism important? Well, because it helps us to see new opportunities, to learn from different situations and keep moving in our life journey. You know, in life, movement and growth are truly the two essential things that we need to have. Movement and growth. And optimism helps us achieve both of this. I mean, optimism keeps us moving, in the right direction, and it keeps us growing. As we move, we keep growing, and that is a good thing. Now, there is a correlation between optimism and success. And optimistic people are generally more successful both in their personal and in their professional lives. As a matter of fact, greater success at work comes from the fact that optimists are more energized and more productive than pessimists. Now, there's been a study done and published in the Journal of Personal Selling and Sales Management that connects optimism to increase sales productivity. So optimism is indeed very, very important. And let me just finish this segment with a brief overview of five benefits of being optimistic. You know, do you want to know what those five benefits of being optimists really are? Here they are. Number one is that optimists see failure as a new start. An optimist sees failure as a new start. Failure is not the end. As a matter of fact, failure is, in most cases, the beginning of something new. But we have to have the right mindset. An optimistic person has that right mindset that says, well, I failed. What am I going to do now? Well, I'm going to learn from that failure, and I'm going to keep moving and growing. And that's what optimism helps us to do. Remember, it helps us to move and keep growing, even in the midst of setbacks, even in the midst of failures. The attitude of the optimist is, let's keep moving. Learn and move. Learn and move. Learn and move. So, they see failure as a new start. Benefit number 2, optimists are expansive. Now, be careful, I did not say, I know that I have an accent, but I did not say optimists are expensive. But they are expansive. You see, pessimism makes us contract and shy away from new or adventurous things, whereas optimism makes us expansive. Optimism opens up new ideas, new experiences, new possibilities. So that's benefit number 2. Benefit number 3, and this has to do with your health. There is a connection between optimism and health. And it's the fact that optimists are, in general, healthier people. Optimists, general, they're happier people. They are people who exhibit less stress than pessimists, and they also tend to have healthier hearts. Now, do you want a recipe? Now, of course, if you want to live a healthy lifestyle, of course, you have to do the fundamentals. Eat right, move, exercise, and sleep. Okay? Eat, move, and sleep. Fundamental things for a healthy lifestyle. But when you complement those, when you compound those with the fact that you are an optimist, that you are always thinking positive about things, that there's going to be favorable outcomes, desirable outcomes, then that makes you a healthier person with a healthier mind, a healthier mindset, and a healthier health set. You are healthy if you are an optimist. Number 4, optimist or optimistic people spread good vibes. They are positive people, and they spread positive vibrations, as opposed to pessimists or negative people. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, when you are around a pessimist, you see, nothing for a pessimist, nothing is going to work. You start something, no, forget, because they are, a pessimist is involved in negative thinking, is involved in what I call impossibility thinking. But an optimist lives every day of their lives with the mindset of possibility thinking. I'm going to do this, and the outcome is going to be great. Is going to be a positive outcome. Is going to be a favorable outcome. So stay and stand with an optimist, and they are going to spread those vibes to you. And pretty soon, if you're not, you will absorb, you will get those vibrational frequencies of possibility thinking. And then number 5, the fifth benefit of being an optimist is that optimism is the very best choice. There is no better alternative to optimism. You see, optimism is contagious. And as pessimism and negativity people are energy draining vampires, then and they spread negativity like a virus, then optimists, they spread positivity in a contagious way. So stay with an optimist, and they will give you that positivity, that optimistic perspective on life. You see, an optimist always sees things from a positive vantage point, and that helps in the outcome of whatever they want to do. I mean, if they're an entrepreneur, I mean, if they're starting a new business, a new venture, a new project, in a team. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you have a leader in a team that is an optimist, my goodness, what a blessing for that team. Because the optimist is going to be creative, is going to challenge the team members, but is always going to keep that optimistic viewpoint that we are going to be succeeding. He or she is going to see things from a very positive angle, from a very positive perspective. And what a valuable asset for a team to have a leader who is an optimist. Great thing. So those are the 5 benefits. They see failure as a new start. They are very expansive. Optimism drives health in your body, in your mind. Optimists, they spread good vibrations, and optimism is the very best choice to have. Now let me round up and let me close this segment by citing the quote once again, and it is a quote from Brian Tracy, and it says, "Optimism is the one quality more associated with success and happiness than any other." I hope that after listening to this, if you were not, if the way that you lived your life up to now was not from an optimistic point of view, that this quote is going to help you to change your mindset and to go from whatever you have up to this moment, whatever you have been, to make that change and become an optimist. Because optimism doesn't have a better alternative. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you, and please leave me comments if this has been of value to you, if I added value to your life. I want to know, because I want to keep doing it, and I want to keep getting better and better and better every single time. And as I always remind you, live every moment of your life. Live every moment of your life. Be resilient.